This is the plaintiff, Michael Rother. He says he bought a used dump truck from the defendant. The guy didn't tell him the air conditioner was shot, and when he took it to his mechanic to get it fixed, it cost him a whopping $1,048.01. The amount he's suing for today. This is the defendant, Roberto Silva. He says the plaintiff test drove the dump truck for a few hours, took it to his mechanic to get it checked out, and then bought it. A few months later, he calls complaining about the air conditioner not working. Excuse me, how's that his problem all this time after the purchase? He's accused of getting a customer all hot and bothered.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought a used dump truck from the defendant and says that the air conditioning just simply didn't work. The defendant says the guy didn't even complain for months. It's the case of the dumpster that was garbage.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Rother and Kig Landscapes Incorporated?
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You're suing Empire Motor Sales, represented here by Roberto Silva. You're the owner?
Yes, sir.
All right, for $1,048.01, the amount that it cost you to fix or replace, I guess, the air conditioning system in a truck that you bought from Mr. Silva's dealership.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
I was looking around for a used truck, a good used truck, and I saw several of them, but they sell right away. Then I came across his listing on Craigslist, which is the listing is right here.
Okay.
And I went out there that day to look at it. And on the list it says one owner, which is great. But I found out that wasn't true. So I went and
Depends
looked
on
at
the owner, but okay.
So I went and looked at the vehicle, looked in good shape.
You found out that wasn't true before you bought it? Through Carfax before you bought it?
Correct.
Right.
I put a deposit on it, went home, pulled the Carfax
Did you ever,
on it.
out of curiosity, did you ever say to him, hey, what's the deal? You lied, there was...
Yes, I did.
And what'd he say?
He wasn't aware of that. He said he took the truck on consignment from someone he knew in New Jersey.
Who
and
said he was the only owner?
Correct. Okay, so there's the Carfax information.
Are they the same names in the car? Like they're related? It's in the
No.
same house? No.
No.
Okay.
So it turned out there was a few owners, so that was the first flag. But then when I went out to buy the truck and pay the rest of the money, I took it for a little drive. I checked it over.
How'd it drive?
It drove well.
Did you take it to a mechanic?
No, not at that time. I took it to my mechanic after I bought it.
Yeah, it's always better to take it before you buy it so that you know everything works. And plus, there's things that you may not know and he may not know that a mechanic can look at and say, that's going to go in a few months and that's going to cost you X. That's why you take it to a mechanic before. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, correct. This guy's a dealer. You know, he is a car dealer. He's a registered dealer in the state of New York, so he has an obligation to be honest with people that come there to buy
What's the
vehicles
problem
from
with
him.
the truck?
The problem was I bought the truck in March, and of course, the winter we had, we know it was still cold in March. I think there was even still snow on the ground when I went out there. So the next month, we had some warm days. I tried the AC. Granted, now this is a backup truck for my company. It sits there until I need it, unless I need to go out and use it sporadically. So it's not something that's used every day. So when I got in it to use it in April, it was a warm day. Let me try the AC. The AC didn't work. I figured it needed a charge. I said, no problem. So I went and got the AC charged. And the next day, it didn't work again. So now I bring it to my mechanic. And he says the whole system was shot, and he had to replace the compressor, the accumulator, and some tube, which here's the receipt for $1,048.01.
And that's what you're suing for. But tell me,
Correct.
how is it, this is a used car that you bought from him.
Correct.
So did he make any warranties about the AC?
I asked him in the truck, the general shape of the truck. He said everything on this truck is in great condition. Everything is working properly.
Okay. Talk to me.
Yes, Your Honor. This was a 1998 GMC truck. Actually, it was a car with 16 years old. It was only 47,000 miles on the truck at the time. I thought that it was a one owner, but it seems like it was more than one. But anyway, I didn't.
Where did you get the idea it was one owner?
Because the car was on consignment, and the person who brought me the car, he says one owner. Also because so low miles, 47,000 miles on a car that it was 98.
All right.
You know,
Anyway, so go on.
In order to sell any truck in my place, I have to go and give the people the inspection sticker in the window.
Inspection sticker.
Inspection
okay.
sticker, yeah. When you take the car for inspection, they check everything else. Everything has
Do
to
they
be
check AC?
They don't check AC.
No,
Nobody.
they check everything but mechanical.
No,
about it. Right.
everything that has to be with the transmission, engine.
Let me see the paperwork from the sale of this car. Now, did they change the price on you too?
Yes.
What happened there?
He gave me a receipt. The sale price was $9,500. After I looked at it, we negotiated down to $9,000. So he wrote me up a receipt for the $9,000, and I gave him $450 deposit.
All right, so now, but why did I see in the evidence just moments ago, somebody handed me a receipt
Now, when I went
for
out there to make the final deal,
$6,000?
she goes, "Do you mind if I make the receipt that you put the DMV in New York State a little cheaper?" I said, "It has no bearing on me because I'm not paying the sales tax on it. He's responsible for the sales tax on it."
Yeah, did you collect sales tax from him?
Yeah,
On $6,000?
6,000.
How much did he actually pay for the car?
$6,000.
No, he didn't.
He paid 9,000.
Okay. Boy, that didn't take much. That's not exact. He crumbled under my blistering cross-examination. Oh my gosh! Everybody wants everybody else to pay more taxes, but boy, when it comes to their pocket, so it's shut, right?
So it's a 16-year-old truck. Air conditioning, he finds out, doesn't work after the fact. Is he out of line?
Yeah, I asked AJ, because
AJ, what do you think?
I have no idea.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's out of luck. 16 years, I mean, you're kind of getting what you're getting.
So you basically roll the dice.
You kind of do.
What do you think?
I totally agree. I think after 16 years, if you tried it out and you didn't see it then tough luck.
Fair enough. By the way, that was a good shameless way of getting AJ on camera.
Oh, yeah, AJ, the YouTube star.
Going inside the courtroom.
All right, on this document, you mark implied warranties only. However, this car only had 47,000 miles on it, was it?
Yes.
Correct.
Right. Which means that you were obligated by law to give him a 60-day warranty. And you didn't. You just marked implied warranties only. When a dealer sells a car that has a certain amount of mileage on it, you're supposed to be warrantying it.
When he's over 10 years old?
What it says is if it has over 100,000 miles, you don't have to give any kind of warranty. But if it doesn't, which this one doesn't, then you have to give specifically according to the miles. Under 36,000, 90 days. Between 36 and 80,000, 60 days. Between 80,000 and 100,000, 30 days. So you're supposed to give a 60-day warranty. But even for you, which you did not, and you're supposed to do this right, so figure it out. But even with the warranty, there's things that are warranted. And nowhere here is an air conditioning warranted. More importantly to me, what I don't understand is why didn't you turn the AC on when you test drove it? Because this is not like a hidden defect that you discovered.
Well, I did, and the fan did go on, and it blew.
No,
But
well,
it
then
was
maybe
cold
something happened
outside.
to it 2 months later when you turned it on again, or a month and a half later, or
I
whatever.
don't think so, Your Honor.
Oh, well, yeah. But if it worked, what it has to do is work when you bought it. So you're saying you did test it and it worked when you bought
It
it.
blew air. It didn't blow cold air. It
Well, then
blew
why did you
air.
buy it? Then you knew that it didn't blow cold air.
No,
Why did you buy
because
it?
I assumed it was the weather outside. It was February.
When you put your hand like that, you assume?
Yes. And it felt a little cool. I said, okay, so when it gets hotter out, because it's a compressor.
You know it's a 16-year-old car, right?
I'm sorry?
You know it's a 16-year-old truck, right?
Yes, and it was in great shape.
Great shape, and you got a great deal on it, but you've come to court to sue because the AC isn't blowing
Correct,
snowballs
because
like
he
you'd
told
like
me
it to.
everything was
even
working.
though you tested
I
it,
took
and even
him
though that's
at
not a
his word,
listed
Your
item
Honor.
under any law that requires him to warrant anything, which he marked wrong on your bill of sale, but under any law, ACs are not covered.
Okay.
It's the mechanical stuff. Okay. So based on that, I am ruling in favor of the defendant. That's my judgment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so the plaintiff comes out here losing his case. What's your feeling here first?
I'm very disappointed in the judge's ruling.
Why?
Well, I felt as though I had a right to get the vehicle that he told me I was getting, that everything was working.
Well, AC's not covered. You heard that.
Yes,
you know-
I understand that. By law, it's not covered, but his word told me it was, and I take people at their word.
Well, your participation in that little sales tax deal there made you look a little shady, too. That didn't sound good in court. All right, head this way, okay?
Thank you.
Head right down there. All right, so come on in here. What do you think went down here?
Oh, fine. I mean, he got a very good deal.
Yeah.
It was, even though it was a 16 years old car, It was a great truck.
Yeah, he loves it. He said he loves it, but he's
he
hot.
was working. I mean, he was hot. Yeah, you're right.
He's hot.
It was very hot.
He's hot in the truck.
It was hot.
What you-
Oh, in the truck.
Yeah,
But
in
the
the
truck was hot. It was hot. It was a very good truck.
Very good truck. Harvey?
Here's the thing, if you end up wanting to buy something, a car, a truck, or whatever, and you need to go to a mechanic, which you should always do, make a deal with the guy and say, look, we'll split the cost of the mechanic if I end up buying the car. You give me half, or even you pay the full thing, but either way, you have a right to negotiate that.